Commander Drek stared in disbelief as the human walked calmly through the acid rain. The downpour that had sent his elite Vorax warriors scrambling for cover was barely acknowledged by the lone figure approaching their position. "Impossible," Drek muttered, his three eyes blinking rapidly in succession. "That rainfall dissolves exoskeletons in seconds." Lieutenant Morv crouched beside him, trembling. "I told you, sir. That's why they call Earth a death world." The human reached their shelter, water sizzling off a thin protective garment. "Evening, gentlemen," he said, pulling back his hood to reveal a scarred face with a crooked smile. "I'm Jack. I believe you requested a guide." 3 days earlier, the Galactic Council had dispatched the Verax, renowned as the fiercest warriors in 3 systems, to assess the mysterious humans who had applied for membership. Reports from initial contact teams had been unsettling. These Death Worlders adapt to conditions that would kill most sentient species, Admiral Zinn had explained during their briefing. Their planet features lethal radiation levels, extreme temperature variations, toxic substances, and predators that would terrify our bravest soldiers. We need to understand their capabilities. Drek had scoffed. Every species exaggerated their homeworld's dangers. Now, watching Jack effortlessly navigate the treacherous mountain terrain while his own trained warriors gasped for breath in the thin air, Drek wasn't scoffing anymore. "How much further to this outpost of yours?" he wheezed. Jack pointed toward a distant ridge. "Just beyond that peak. Should reach it by nightfall." "Nightfall?" Morv's voice cracked, but temperatures dropped to freezing after dark. "Don't worry," Jack said, adjusting his simple pack. "I brought extra thermal blankets. You'll be uncomfortable, but you'll survive." The casual way he said it sent a chill through Drek's core body segments. They made camp in a small cave as darkness fell. The temperature plummeted, just as Morv had feared. The Verax huddled together while Jack built something he called a fire. "Controlled combustion?" Drek asked, horrified yet fascinated. "You willingly create reactions that release the energy that scorches planets?" Jack shrugged, feeding sticks into the flames. "It's just a campfire. Been making them for thousands of years." As they warmed themselves, Drek observed the human eating dried rations without any decontamination process. "You don't scan your food for toxins?" he asked. Jack laughed. "My body handles most toxins naturally. We evolved that way. Our ancestors ate whatever they could find, and the ones with better detoxification systems survived." "Your entire species lives like this?" Morv asked. "This?" Jack gestured around. "This is a vacation. Some humans climb mountains with no equipment just for fun." The warriors exchanged nervous glances. Morning brought new horrors. A swarm of tiny flying creatures descended on their camp. "Mosquitoes," Jack explained, casually swatting one that landed on his arm. "They drink blood." The Vorax soldiers activated their defense shields, weapons drawn. "Parasites that extract bodily fluids, and you allow this?" Drek was appalled. Jack applied some cream from a small container. "This repellent helps, but honestly, they're just annoying, not dangerous." "Well, not these ones anyway." "There are dangerous ones?" Morv's voice had risen several octaves. "On Earth, sure. We've got bugs that can kill with a single bite. Had to develop immunities to most of them." The elite Vorax unit, who had conquered asteroid prisons and quelled rebellions on toxic moons, now walked in tight formation, flinching at every buzzing sound. By afternoon, they reached the research outpost. Other humans were conducting experiments, some wearing minimal protective gear despite the harsh conditions. "Here's where we study adaptation to extreme environments," Jack explained, introducing them to Dr. Tom, who was examining soil samples with bare hands. "That soil contains heavy metals," Drek observed through a scanner. "Yep," Tom replied cheerfully. "We're testing natural remediation methods. Some plants can extract toxins from soil, and you touch it directly." Morv seemed ready to faint. "Our skin is pretty good at keeping stuff out," Tom said. "Plus, regular exposure to small amounts of many toxins actually strengthens our systems. As they toured the facility, the aliens watched humans casually handling conditions that would require full environmental suits on other worlds. The demonstration that finally broke the Verax came during dinner. A researcher named Rita accidentally spilled boiling water on her hand. "Sorry about that," she said, briefly running her scalded skin under cold water before returning to the table. "You need medical attention," Drek insisted, already calling for emergency protocols. Rita looked confused. "For a little burn? It'll heal by tomorrow. Regenerative abilities?" Morv whispered. "Just basic human healing," Jack explained. "We're constantly repairing ourselves. Broken bones, torn muscles, burnt skin. Given time, we'd fix most damage." Drek stood suddenly. "I've seen enough." The next morning, Jack escorted them back to their ship. The Varax walked in stunned silence, processing everything they'd witnessed. At the landing zone, Drek finally spoke. "We will report to the Council that humans should be granted immediate membership and—" He hesitated, mandibles twitching, "preferably assigned as defensive allies rather than opponents." Jack smiled, glad to hear it. "We look forward to joining the galactic community." As their ship lifted off, Morv turned to his commander. "What do we tell the Council about human capabilities?" Drek stared at the shrinking view of the mountain range, where they had seen humans voluntarily living in conditions that would constitute a high-security prison in most systems. "Tell them we pray the humans remain friendly," he said quietly, "because what terrors could possibly threaten a species that evolved on a world that tries to kill them every day and considers it home?"